What if I told you states, local governments, and even gas stations are banning and restricting purchases of gasoline? That is pretty scary, right? Well, I want to explain why, because we are actually seeing New York is placing a ban, a limit on how much gasoline you can purchase at a single time and how much you can store. So I'm going to break down what's going on and why this is actually turning into a potential crisis, not just in New York, but all over the entire United States. So make sure you stick around for this entire video, and I'll explain exactly what is going on. So yes, New York State has put a limit on gasoline, but it is not just New York State that we are concerned with. It is the entire United States. Because what is happening right now is we are about to see gas prices increase. A couple things that happen usually around this time, we see most gas stations switch over from the winter blend to the summer blend. That is more expensive. It's more expensive just to refine, so it's more expensive to sell. That's one thing. We're also seeing more people are about to travel. And this year, things are a little bit different because this year, people are going to be traveling not just for spring break, which many people are currently on, but a lot of people, millions of people, are pretty much expected to travel for the April 8th event that's going to take place. That's that total solar eclipse. But it actually has to do with what is going on in Baltimore as well. In Baltimore, Maryland, we have seen a ship crash into a support pillar of a bridge, a key bridge. That bridge is still down in the water. It is likely going to take years to replace, which means that port, which is one of the busiest ports in the United States and one of the busiest ports for cars being brought into the United States or shipped out, well, that's pretty much on hold. It is pretty much sitting idle at this time. But I want to show you this. This is the article I want to really reference. It says New York State has put a limit on gasoline. Now, in this article, it talks about how gas prices have stayed relatively stable. I want to read this to you right here. It says, thankfully, the gas prices have stayed relatively steady this month at around $3.45 a gallon. However, after the tragedy at the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, Maryland, there are some who fear the prices may soon start to spike. The summer is also looming, and some may start to consider getting ready for the worst and starting to plan ahead. Now, I didn't know that some states and some cities had a ban on how much gasoline you can buy. Some gas stations are limiting the amount of gas you can buy to put into anything outside of your car. So that means if you have a gas can for, let's say, your lawnmower, your chainsaw, right? You're going to go boating. If you have a gas can for that, the concern is you may not be able to get enough fuel. I want to keep reading this article, okay? Right here. I want to read you this one. It says, transportation of fuel shall be accomplished by portable fuel cans with a maximum capacity of 5 gallons each, or cargo fuel tanks. All containers shall be properly labeled. Gasoline shall only be transported in approved 5-gallon portable gas cans with a limit of 4 cans per vehicle. I had no clue that even existed. But here's the thing. This is not the only state. And I want to read you what the EPA is even saying. Look at this. It says, for safety reasons, the EPA discourages consumers from storing more than 1 to 5 gallons, and the National Fire Protection Association proposes a limit of 25 gallons. It says local fire codes determine whether your stockpile is legal. In New York City, for example, you can't keep more than 2.5 gallons. I had no clue that even existed. But it's because of these laws, because of these rules and restrictions, I wanted to bring this to your attention. What we are facing right now is a very interesting time. We are about to see gas prices increase. This normally is a time where the current president, especially when we are 8 months from an election, 7 months from a presidential election, one of the things that normally happens is we see lawmakers try to bring down the cost of fuel. They try to make it less expensive so people have more money. The problem is we are pretty much out of any ideas and solutions. We don't have a response to rising gas prices because we've already used them here in the United States. We've already gone to the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. We've already gone there to try to bring gas prices down. It worked, it was effective, but guess what? Gas prices were eventually going to go up, which they are doing now. That's one concern. The other concern is the traveling that people are willing to do and trying to do at this time. One of the things that we've experienced over the past few years is people had less money. People had concerns about their health. People did not want to go travel to an exotic location just to see. They are being told that they have to wear a mask, they have to get a shot, and if they have a cough, a fever, whatever, their temperature is a little bit high, well, they have to stay outside. They cannot come in. I remember reading a comment a couple years back where somebody went, I think it was to Hawaii or somewhere. They went there and they have these little readers that will check your temperature. The person scanned them. It was hot. It's summertime. They scanned the person. Their temperature was too high, and they told them, sorry, you cannot come in. So they were just going to stay outside. Their family wasn't going to the restaurant. They said, no, they've actually been exposed, so all you guys have to leave the premises. That's what we've seen. But it's because of those things and people now being able to travel, being told that you don't have to wear a mask if you don't want to. You don't need a shot. If you have a little bit of cough, no big deal. If you have a fever, no big deal. Right? Have a sore throat? No big deal, right? Just go back to normal. That's what we're being told. So that's why people are traveling now. That's also one of the reasons why we've seen credit card debt just explode to more than $1 trillion. The American people have more than $1 trillion in credit card debt. And it's because now everybody wants to travel, which is part of the reason why gas prices are going to increase. But the concern and the safety issue here that we are hearing is we are now being told there's a restriction in many cities. Many gas stations are putting a cap on how much fuel you can purchase because, number one, they want to make sure that everybody has access to it and they're not just selling out within days. The second reason why is they do not want you buying and storing gasoline today, especially if they can sell it to you for more, for let's say 50 cents more in the next 6 months. Why would they want you saving money today, buying all their fuel today, when they can sell it to you for more later? That's the issue. That's what we're facing. So that's what everybody's kind of concerned with. I know I've considered it before, buying a large fuel tanker, not a 55,000 gallon one, but even one for like a farm, and just putting it on my property and being able to access it whenever I want to. I remember when I was younger, I had friends that they did the exact same thing. Their parents would do that for their business vehicles. It was incredible. They'd save money. Why wouldn't somebody want to save 30 to 50 cents a gallon? Especially where I live here in Washington State, in some of the local gas stations that I've usually go to, just in the past 3 to 4 weeks, gas prices have increased by 30 cents. 30 cents a gallon. That's pretty substantial, especially when I drive a truck, which takes 24 gallons. It adds up. So right now, there are a lot of cities and mayors that are discussing a potential ban on fuel and gasoline. Just understand, it may not happen in your area, but it is happening at this time because so many consumers are concerned with gas prices rising. So that's what we know at this time. Again, as soon as I know anything else, anything more, I promise I'll bring you the latest news and updates as soon as I can. So that is what we know as of today. Again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.